right,
Hey, y'all. Back again for another one. Good morning. It's Friday.
It's Friday.
Okay. So we were having a great conversation about what I say?
Emotional
husbands or the kids.
Right, basically relying on your kids to kind of fill a void.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I just said some shit that was rude.
Okay, you can get back to it.
I can't think of what I said
You were basically talking about how we need our kids especially pretty much when we're not in a relationship, or if we're in a relationship but something is missing in that relationship. And you were saying how you're not going to be the mom who, when your son starts dating, where you're going to be cock blocking.
Oh, right. You know, I said I'm not going to be no cock blocking ass. And I really don't want to do that. I plan on not doing that.
Right.
But I was saying how kids, sometimes single parents, or like you said, even parents who are missing something within a relationship, tend to rely on their kids. I always say it's, April Dink and Tink forever. April Dink and Tink with everything. I talk to them about a lot. We engage in a lot, kind of like fucking partners, and I don't want to. We were talking about Yonda and how this mom on there was she reached out because she wants the relationship with the daughter-in-law, but she was nitpicking like every little thing about this girl that she feels may be the case. It wasn't even the issue, it wasn't even the case. But I don't want to become one of them mothers. And Neil said yesterday something about how I hug my son, like how I am with my son, even in pictures, how I treat him like, or it comes off like you would think he my man,
right?
And he is a big guy. By the way, let me throw that in there. I'm not just.
He's a kid.
Snuggling.
He's not a big guy. He's a kid.
He's a big ass kid.
Exactly.
He's fucking 6'1", 260. He's a big kid. I'm not that big. So yes, when I want to hug him or show him, affection, I got to almost bear hug his big ass. Like, that's the way that I have to be. I have to reach and pull up, snuggle on my baby like that.
That's not what she's doing in the picture.
I am. It really is like that.
He's standing there like security, and she's just holding on to him like around his waist, like,
hey baby, this your mother right here, baby.
That's not what you get from the picture. And because he does not look his age, and she does, like, they don't look like mother and son. So that is why I guess it looks not weird, but it gives off a particular thing. If you're not aware, right? If you're not aware, then it's like, is that her son or whatever? It just whatever.
Would you say would you say it's like that in the pictures with me and my brothers? Because it's the same way. I kind of hug them the same way. They're not as thick, but those are like the men of my life. Would you say those pictures are like that?
But they're men and they're your brothers, and you do not cleave to them the way that you do with your son, because your son is
mine.
He's yours, but okay, let me just get right into it. I'm not saying you do this.
Yeah.
But this is
what we're discussing.
Kind of what it implies, and how a lot of women get, especially around Father's Day, Valentine's Day, shit like that. Oh, the man of my life is my son. That's odd.
I get that.
Because you're giving them a responsibility that they haven't earned. Like, let a kid be a kid. Do not have them believing that their sole responsibility is to protect you, and
people do that.
It's weird, and I hate to say it's weird, like people are sexually attracted to their kids. It's not that kind of thing.
Weird,
but it's just the connotation of what you're giving. It is not right. It's not nurturing. Like, you are not giving off the impression that you are the parent and that is the child. You're making them your partner. And that's the thing. Like, when you're a parent, your child is not your partner. And additionally, it definitely affects how your kids grow up and end up having relationships with people, what their perspective is going to be when they get into relationships of their own.
Okay, now I have two perspectives on that, because I agree. I always tell my son he's the prince.
Mm-hmm.
He's my son.
Mm-hmm.
We've discussed, I don't want him to ever feel he has to worry about defending me or protecting me. We talk about that often. So that is an issue that I agree with you on. I also feel that, like you said, I don't know, earlier in this table yesterday, it's like mothers with sons, fathers with daughters.
Mm-hmm.
I think that, part of it may come off different, or you can't necessarily connect because you don't have a son. So that certain kind of thing, it's not, you wouldn't really have that relationship. I don't understand it, but I know it's the difference in my relationship with my son and my relationship with my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that it's a love less, or a stronger love in a way. I can't explain. It's not more nurturing or anything.
Right.
But my son, our relationship seems to be a little more. And again, it is weird because I want to say intimate,
mm-hmm.
but not sexually. But it just seems a little more.
It's the
personal,
connection,
right? Then I get it could just be male, female. Our nature is humans. Not sexually, but just how male and female connect. The type of understanding that they'll have with each other. So I think that can skew things a little bit as well.
Mm-hmm.
As far as being dependent like that, I do get that, and we do talk about partners, but that's where it's up to the adult to draw the line. And I'm not saying that I'm perfect on those lines, because I do, like I said, I talk like we partners. We discuss shit, finances, life, fucking meals, plans for the weekend. Like, we discuss a lot together because it's just us. But I do think because we discuss a lot together, sometimes they do get comfy, as far as their tone, or how they want to progress in the conversation. You get that?
Yeah, no, I definitely do. But we spoke about that before, and I do think that kids should be made aware. I've heard a lot of parents say that, they don't talk to their kids about particular things, or they don't want their kids to see them struggle or whatever. But they have to know that these things do exist.
Exactly.
It's just a matter of, are you telling them this in a way that they need to understand that this is why things are maybe tight right now, or are you telling them this in a way to make them feel like they have to get up and do something in order to contribute to making things run more smoothly? But then when you're doing that, because I've heard a lot of, like, athletes, for example, when they get their contracts, it's like, my mom had to work 2 and 3 jobs to make this, that, and the other happen. And I always felt like I needed to be able to pay the bills and stuff like that. But the thing is that you should be contributing in a sense when you're old enough, just so that you have that survival kind of mentality. But you also need to learn how to be helpful in other ways, just doing what you're supposed to do.
Exactly.
And that's the thing, if you're a responsible person, then you're not making one particular thing your primary focus. You know that you have to be focused on a lot of things in order for stuff to run cohesively, like doing chores or whatever. As a child, those should be your responsibilities. I don't want my kids worrying about how bills are going to be paid. I want you to do your job around the house and at school and so on and so forth, versus you feeling as overwhelmed as I am due to whatever our financial situation is or whatever the case may be. So again, it's still kind of going right back into that. Are you making your kids responsible? Like, when, first of all, I do not, and because I don't have a son, I do not 100% empathize with what you're saying. But I have a daughter who is the same age, and my thing to her is, I just need you to be aware of what's going on, because these are the struggles, but I don't make her my partner.
Okay.
She is 100% prohibited from being my partner. Like, you and I do not share a common interest.
Okay.
It's just that.
And I understand that. And I have partners, Keo and Kaya. We do all that shit is together. So chores, I get it. I can definitely be a little more stern as far as the chores, but at the same time, you know, pick up after yourself. You use the dish, you wash your fucking dish. You know, now we getting into a structure where, okay, he has a week, Kaya has a week. I don't pay allowance because this is what we keeping our house clean. This is what you're supposed to do. However, if you want some lunch money, you know, you doing what you gotta do in school, I give you some money.
Right.
You know, that's how it's supposed to be. Financially, if I have, you know, I'll discuss with them, okay, y'all, look, we got $100, we about to go to the grocery store. What do you think we should get? And discussing, okay, if we get this, we gonna plan out this meal, you know, things like that. Now, if bills are tight, or say our phone's off for 2 weeks, they'll understand, okay, the phone is off, and when pay time comes, I'm gonna pay the phone bill before I pay the cable bill. You know, that's more of a priority. So we may discuss that. I'm not you know, I definitely don't ask them to contribute, but because we discuss these things and because we share these things, I think that assists in, say, if Keo go work for his grandfather for the weekend and he comes home, he makes $50, he'll say, Mom, here go $20 for gas. He knows how to budget that into it. And, you know, I say, oh, thank you, you know, for being considerate, but I don't need it, you know.
Right.
And if I do need it, shit, thank you, son, I'll pay you back on payday.
Right.
You know, we just have a discussion like that. But he is in no way feeling like, oh my gosh, I gotta take care of, you know, I gotta buy these groceries, or, you know.
Right.
I just include them in more so of discussing
to
things.
make them aware.
To make them aware. Like you said, I may be a little more in depth than people agree with sometimes, but, you know, I think a lot of that just comes from not only your upbringing, but one major issue I had is losing a mother at a young age. I feel like I should have known more from her. I wish I would have known more from her. So I find myself talking to the kids about things and sharing things that I think is key for them. Not putting the pressure on them, but hey, if you in this situation, this how you.
But you're not putting the pressure on them. You're putting the pressure on yourself, though, because you're trying to overcompensate for two losses: the loss of your mother and the loss of relationship with their father. So because there's nobody else there to kind of help you with those things, like, you don't really have a reference. You have to be what you feel like you were missing from your mom, and then you have to be what their father is not.
Right. but I don't try to be their father.
No, I'm not saying you're trying to be their father. I'm just saying that you're playing the dual role.
Right. I don't think it's overcompensating, though. I think that it's more so of a, I think it's a balance, because I try to still be a woman. I love being a woman. I don't want to be a man. I'm not sitting around telling my son, you're the man of the house. You need to, what? I'm not about to, like, my daughter gonna take out trash too. I'm not just gonna put that on him because he the boy of the house. Stuff like that. I just want, I feel like I don't, like you said, I don't want him to feel like he's
there are not
my
women
man.
chores or men chores.
Exactly.
There
You're
are
gonna do dishes too.
Yeah,
exactly.
There are things that, like, for example, if my husband is not around, I'll put some shit together. If he's there, I'm going to wear his ass out. Like, please put this together. Please put this together. Please put this together. Because you're there. And what I have found a lot is, this is like, like going a little off topic or whatever. But what I have found is that his thing is, I've seen you do it before. Why you just won't go ahead and do it?
Right.
Or why you waiting for me to come around and do it? But then when I do start doing this stuff all the time without, excuse me, without conferring with him, then it's like, you knew I could have did that. Why you didn't wait?
Right.
Why you didn't ask me?
Right.
Like, sir, this is why I let my daughter know. Yeah, I let her know, like, you need to be able to do a little bit of everything.
Exactly.
You don't have to be a brainiac. You don't have to be the person that knows everything about everything.
Exactly.
But if you know a little bit about a lot of stuff, you can go so far. That's it.
That's true.
Don't be the one that knows everything about the fucking sun and the moon and the stars. And then when somebody asks you how I get to McDonald's, you don't know how to get there.
Exactly.
Because you're devoting all of your intelligence to this particular area. Like, you really have to be multifunctional. So that's what I do with her.
I said the wrong shit.
What?
Nothing. Maybe that did.
Oh, God.
Yes.
Oh, this is your turn, but don't worry about it. You can take the next one. You can take the next one.
Dang. Where am I at? I thought I was taking exit 4.
I don't know.
You sure?
I'm Paul. I go this way every day. So now when you get up here, just go and make this little turn
to the left. I can stay in this lane.
Yeah, and then make the other left. Okay, real conversations with banter box.
Okay, yes. Yes. So, overall, y'all, don't put so much pressure on your kids. If you didn't realize it before, realize it now. It be little shit like that, Don't make your kid feel like, don't have your son going out here feeling like, oh, I need to, dang, I gotta be there for my mother. Or I hate when they say, oh, my mother gave me all this, I owe her, and I really feel like that's coming from parents who well, I wiped your ass, I did this.
Right?
You're supposed to.
Don't inventory.
Like,
I hate that.
Crazy.
Do not do an inventory about everything and then send an invoice to your kids like, you owe me for this, I did this, because you want them to be the type of person. Just turn right anyway.
Right.
Yeah. You want them to be the type of person that is just that do things because they're supposed to. Like. Right. And you want them to be able to say that about you. Like, I don't want my daughter going out here like, oh, my mom did this for me, and now she has to give something back to me. Or no, you making it left. Okay. Like, she has to give something back to me or whatever. Now, I'm not going to keep putting the press on her. I paid your phone bill. Right. Now what? No. No, don't do that. I do. Well, matter of fact, I'm not even going to use that as an example because that's not priority. I'm not going to keep throwing it over my daughter's head that I provide a roof over her head. You do not owe me for that roof. That is my responsibility as a parent.
Now, what I did do though was when son got his summer job, and I didn't make him contribute the groceries or none of that, but you gonna pay your phone bill. It's $30.
She wasn't being paid enough for that. I made sure she bought her toiletries or whatever, and then if she didn't, my thing was she wasn't being paid enough to save, but I wanted her to spend wisely at least.
Okay.
So,
right.
like, just stretch your money. You're not going to be able to save it. Like, you are not being paid enough to even put $10 aside and it amount to anything.
Right.
So, spend wisely. Buy, your necessities each pay. Do some recreational stuff that you can actually afford, and make sure you have money to get back and forth to work. That way, if your money is gone, it's accounted for. Not your money is gone because you going to buy shit off the dollar menu every day.
Exactly.
That type of thing.
Exactly.
So,
and another thing I like about discussing the finances too is because my daughter will say, "Well, Mom, if she saw some shoes she like, they were pretty costly, she'd ask me, well, can I pay $50 on it and you pay the rest?"
And Jay and just literally asked me that. She want them UGG sandals or whatever, and they $100, and she was like, "I'll put 50 to it if you put 50 to it." I was like, great. The fact that she initiated that let me know that all my hooping and hollering and choke slamming and sliding across the floor was not in vain. Like, it all meant something. So thank you for that one that one little thing. So that was cool.
I think if you just open, and then how you discuss the shit too, how you come off, it means a lot. Like, don't make your kids feel like a burden, or don't make
do that.
Your kids feel like you wouldn't be doing this. I hate when parents say too, if I ain't had you, I would have, my shit be like, I don't know what I'd be doing if I didn't have you.
Right.
I couldn't imagine not having you.
I've been a parent for 15 damn years, so it's really,
I don't even think
there
about
are things I would love to be doing, but right now, even when I do those things, like if I go out of town, I be so pressed to get back home to my kids, or I'm calling them, checking on them, seeing what they're doing or whatever. And I don't know, like, if I didn't have them, would I be more enjoying my time out of town? Would I be the type of person that doesn't mind staying 5+ days away from home? Whereas now, you just give me a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and I'm straight.
Right.
So,
balance, work it out, spend time with your kids. Don't just work and come home. Like, take a day off. You want to take a day off for a vacay, for a break, like, break with your kids sometimes. It helps.
Yeah, take them somewhere.
Yeah. Sitting in, people don't have Sunday dinner and stuff no more. All that shit means something. It's memories. You teaching, you talking, you communicating. I be wanting to break the fucking phone. Just take it and smash that motherfucker. Just everybody, okay, on Sundays, don't bring no phone to the dinner table. Leave that shit in your room.
Absolutely.
I don't even want to see a phone.
Absolutely.
So dedicate that time. It works, y'all. I'm telling you. Now my daughter be asking, hey, let's play a game. Fucking life and trouble and shit.
Life in the phone. The first 5 minutes of this video, I was in my damn phone.
You were. But to interact like that, come on, lady.
Road rage 1010.
To interact like that is good for the kids. Do that.
What is wrong with her hair?
I don't know, but she driving slow as shit. Like, she got all the space in the fucking world. Jesus.
Whatever.
Sorry, that just, ooh, y'all. So, Banner Box, real convos.
Yes.
Days in the life of regular,
it's always
extraordinary
something going
shit,
on. But if we don't want to talk about that stuff that y'all seeing on TV, we want to just be able to at least relate to y'all on a day-to-day basis.
Yes,
so we're parents, we're somebody's baby's mother.
Yes.
Like, we go through shit. And I'm about to go up here for these coins.
Yes, get that coin and we'll be back.
See y'all.
See ya.
Peace.